we're talking about a case that everyone was talking about last week. I don't think anyone cares anymore. They probably do, but I was late on doing this, but not really doing a story, just kind of walking through it. A woman, Christine Melton, and her friend, Stephanie Sailors, they go to a bar, the Live Buddha. This is on October 6th, 2019. It's a warm Sunday evening in Fort Myers. The bar is buzzing with patrons and live music and drinks. A man jumps out in front of them as they're walking upstairs to the upstairs bar. This man introduces himself as JR. His actual name is Wade Wilson, but the women don't know that. He is friendly. He is charming. He is easy to talk to, and the conversation is flowing quite nicely. They decide to leave the bar. They go to another friend's house before they end up at Christine's duplex. And then Stephanie, her friend, leaves JR and Christine alone at her apartment. This guy's a good-looking dude, as Nicole said. Looks like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
And let's see. I'll show you a picture of him. Can you see that on your screen?
No. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I can kind of see that. A mix between Jake Gyllenhaal and The Rock.
What? You guys are high, man.
Interesting.
The Rock? You said Mario Lopez?
Yeah, the dimples. The one that you showed that had his dimples. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He definitely doesn't look like Mario Lopez.
He doesn't look like The Rock.
Okay, well,
I said a mix between Jake Gyllenhaal and The Rock. Like if Jake Gyllenhaal and The Rock were morphed together, it would look like that guy.
Okay, well, you know what? In a movie, I agree. Lauren wins. Jake Gyllenhaal will play him. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
And Jen's not convinced. Meh.
In the morning, Stephanie...
Who's Pizza Queen?
Natasha.
Oh, it's a new name for her.
No, it's not. You just haven't been here.
On the Rumbles, this is her name.
Oh, got it.
Okay, so these three are drinking, socializing. They end back up at Kristen's apartment, and her and Wade Wilson go to bed. Sometime that night, within a few hours or even that hour, a horrendous act occurs. Wade Wilson beats and murders Christine Melton. She does have defensive wounds, so I don't know if she had woken up, but from the medical examiner, her face was black and blue. That's pretty bad when the medical examiner puts that in there, black and blue,
Yeah.
And her fingernails, like all of her fingernails, all of them were broken. There were marks on her neck.
Ugh.
She had been beaten with a curtain rod and suffocated. Her wrists were bound up with a white scarf. A blood-stained curtain rod was found nearby her body.
Jesus.
The DNA at the scene matched this guy named Wade Wilson. She was also sexually assaulted. The victim, we said, 35 years old, strangled, beaten. Yeah. So, but it doesn't stop there. It does not stop there. The guy who was arrested, 25 years old, he was actually arrested a few days later for assaulting a woman and breaking and entering into an unoccupied home. I saw one report where he had called his father from this home that he broken into, saying that he needed help or whatever, and his father recommended him to go to the police station. The police were already searching for whoever killed Christine, and now they have the person who did it. He just walked into the police office. It doesn't stop there, though. He wrapped up Christine's body, was going to take her body down to her car and steal her car, dump her body, but the body was too heavy, so he just decides to steal her car instead. And that morning, a woman was walking to work, and this woman, let me show you her. One second. Have you heard of this one, Jen?
The names sound familiar, but I can't place it.
Diane Ruiz, 43, she was walking to work. Let me show you her photo. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Diane. This is her and Christine. Right here you can see. Christine is the one on the right, and then Diane is on the left. Both of them become victims of this guy.
Oh, wow.
She was walking to work when Wade Wilson stops and asks her for directions. At one point, because he's a good-looking guy, right? I mean, most women are going to respond well to whatever he asks. She then gets into the car willingly, but then she quickly realizes that this was a terrible move, and she tries to get out of the car, in which he runs her over. And as he'll say in a prison interview, as he'll say in a prison phone call to his ex-girlfriend, he ran her over so many times she, quote, looked like spaghetti.
Oh, no. Oh, I do not like that. Mom spaghetti?
That's a tomato sauce that M&M's selling at his restaurant now.
No, I think
I thought the name of the restaurant was Mom's
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, and he's selling sauce.
Oh, okay.
That you can order online. It's sold out.
Yeah, it's sold out.
Oh, how much is it? Like $25 a jar?
It was not cheap. It was not cheap.
Did you try to order some?
Yeah, we looked it up one time on
but it was,
because I didn't I thought he was joking that it was a restaurant.
Yeah, it was sold out. Like,
so as were the t-shirts and hoodies, because I felt like that would have been a fun t-shirt as well.
Yeah.
You know. Ruiz was reported missing on October 7th. The bartender was walking to work at a nearby bar when Wilson approached her in Melton's stolen car asking for directions. Ruiz got in the car where Wilson strangled her and ran over her until she looked like spaghetti. Wilson's dad said his son admitted during his testimony her body was found on October 10th in a field behind a Sam's Club.
All right. This story makes me sick because I showed you Christine's GoFundMe page. It has $4,730 raised. Mm-hmm. He has a GoFundMe page. He has actually several GoFundMe pages, and they're all got plenty of money in it.
What does he have a GoFundMe for?
Bail, bond.
Are they ladies giving him money?
This says a woman donates $24,000 to save convicted women killer Wade Wilson from death sentence.
$24,000?
Stay strong, Wade. We will help you. You have so much love and support. No, he did it.
Wait.
He admitted it. So here's
$24,000.
This is why.
If I had $24,000 to throw around, that is not where I would put it.
Like, why don't you donate it to somebody in need?
Because
the victim,
or like an animal
because
shelter.
this is the case. This is the guy. The Jake Gyllenhaal case. He was a good-looking guy, but now this is what he's going with.
Oh, the Joker. Okay.
Yeah, he's called the Deadpool killer. Oh, that's actually my site. Look at that. That's cool.
Look at you.
Look at that.
Talkmurder.com.
Damn, that shit got in there quick. I just uploaded those today.
Good job, John.
I guess I'm doing something right with SEO or whatever the fuck. Yeah, so if you go to my site, I am writing some stuff. I got the timeline and his gang affiliations. I'm kind of researching it.
He's like, I remember he's got a swastika tattoo, so he's like white power movement person.
Well, yeah, so I mean...
Nazi.
But you see why he's famous, right? Now.
Because of all the tattoos?
Well, that and TikTok, right? I mean, kids look up to this. They look up to him.
What are they looking up to? Why is he called the Deadpool killer?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure.
Because he doesn't look like Ryan Reynolds. We've already established that.
Yeah,
he looks like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, but it's not really Ryan Reynolds. Isn't Deadpool all deformed and stuff?
He actually looks more like James Franco.
You guys are
not in that picture. The other one.
Dude.
No, I think Lauren's right.
No, the other one where he was smiling on the phone.
I still think it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Anyway, that's why the internet is all crazy right now. Like everyone's supporting him because he looks like this.
Natasha, is she obsessed with serial killers? Like, did she get the bundle though?
Who?
The woman who donated $24,000.
Oh. Dude, let's look at his donation things right quick. Let me pull up some. Wade Wilson. Let me see. I have it in my notes. Yeah, it's kind of disgusting that people are so fucking stupid.
Why? For what purpose?
Because people are just terrible.
You're not wrong.
All right, this is one of them. There's several of them, but this one's only $2,000.
He should be having negative money. He should be paying people.
So, woman donates $24,000 to save convicted woman killer Wade Wilson from death penalty as judge weighs his sentence. So, if you guys have been following the case, like he did get the death penalty because it's in Florida, right? I mean, obviously. Mm-hmm. But anyway, let's continue on. His former girlfriend, Kelly Matthews, who he met previously on a dating site, said that now she does an interview on TikTok. I'll post a link on the Talk Murder blog, but in her interview, or not interview, she does a TikTok. In her TikTok, she says that she was assaulted by Wade Wilson in February, but charges were never filed because of, quote, insufficient evidence. Her story is harrowing, to say the least. He tied her up in the back of her own car. Quote, he stripped me, beat me, and raped me, and then drove me to the Keys, end quote. She said that he had choked her 2 to 3 times previous, and he was never violent, never tried to kill her until that one time he did choke her once, and then he just completely flipped.
I got back in the car, put my seatbelt on, and that is when he started choking me, Matthews told the outlet. He choked me 2 or 3 times. I started to black out. I was freaking out. She claimed Wilson pushed her on the floorboard of her car, cut off her clothes with a knife, and told her to stay down there until he put her in the back of the car and allegedly sexually assaulted her. At some point, he bit my face, bit me in the chin, she said, showing off the pictures from the alleged attack in a June 15th TikTok, which included a photo of her busted lip. Matthews also claimed he gagged her, tied a shirt around her face, and tied her hands and feet together with a used garbage bag inside the car.
So she was on TikTok and you can see her.
A used garbage bag? You don't even have the decency to use a brand new garbage bag?
He's trash.
On TikTok, she was talking about this and she filmed right when it happened, when another assault happened. She's walking out. She owns a salon. She's walking out of her salon, calling the police, and her face is all busted up. She tells the police that he just square punched her right in the face.
Jesus.
Quote, this man drove me through a McDonald's while I was tied up in the back of my car, naked, bound, and gagged. Literally, I had a shirt tied around my face. I had leggings in my mouth. My foot was broken because he slammed it in the door. So when I heard trial of him doing that to Christina Melton, tying her up with her own clothes, it brought back a lot of feelings for me, she said about one of the victims. So this guy is, I will say he did get the death penalty. He actually... all of his prison phone calls are public, and he is more concerned with the publicity he's getting. He's talking to his ex-girlfriend, and he's saying, like, he's a real douchebag. But he's like, yeah, this reporter's coming up here, and it's going down. Like, you don't know. I'm going to be famous. This is going to be it. You know, I mean, this guy's a complete piece of trash.
You're in jail.
You tell that to the millions and millions of TikTok kids that are looking up to this guy. All right. Because that's why people are...
Are people actually looking up to him?
Yes, they are actually looking up to him because he's got tattoos on his face. And oh my God.
Because he's a white supremacist?
My favorite rapper has tattoos on his face. You know, so, yeah, I want to say, everyone's like, oh, this rapper, he's now a country star, you know. He's not talented. Like,
what?
Post Malone? I like him.
Okay, so here's the thing right here. It's not that these people...
Who are we talking?
Music is going downhill. Okay?
Didn't we have this conversation about Eminem yesterday?
Literally, the reason these people are famous is because they look like they just came from the fucking garbage can, right? They got tattoos on their face.
They're Oscar the Grouch.
It's the fucking image, dude. It's the image.
I love trash.
There are... I want to do a skit where I'm a rapper and
today. Honestly, it reminds me of the guy from It's Always
and I want to be
rapper, right?
My name is going to be White Bread, but I'm going to have tattoos on my face, and one of them is going to be a dick, like shooting down to my mouth.
Ew! Don't do that to yourself. You're better than that.
No, he's not. Not enough for a comedy skit that he wants to do. Remember, like, you know who I'm talking about, though, from It's Always Sunny, though, right? That he was dating.
Yeah. I don't.
Yes.
And he was, like, really stupid. And
yes.
All right. Thanks, Jen. Thanks for knowing.
All right. Anyway, let's talk about this guy's childhood. He was troubled. He lived, and this guy grew up
Was he troubled?
He grew up in upper class suburbia. Okay. He had very nice and loving parents, although they were adoptive parents. Still, they treated him, they gave him anything he damn wanted. He grew up in an upper class home. And he graduated in 2013. From the interviews I've been reading, this guy was just hell-bent on destruction. Like, he wasn't abused as a kid. He just wanted to kill. These kids just want to do that these days. Can you read?
How old is he?
Well, he graduated.
He's 4 years younger than us.
One high school friend recalled Wilson, would always wear this black hoodie with his hood over his head, and her former boyfriend did the same thing. She remembered of the high school. They always looked so eerie together. Just like at 6:30 in the morning, the sun hasn't come up yet. You see them on the side of a building, and I'm like, oh wait, those are my friends.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
All right. He had the world given to him former friend said of Wilson. He had a nice house in the suburbs with his parents who adopted him. They had greyhounds and expensive vehicles, but they were not just all about their material stuff. Their mindset was in the right place too. But for some reason on that course, something fell off. Something didn't make sense, like it wasn't appreciated or it was taken for granted. So going through his life in prison now, on September 30th, 2020, him and his cellmate Joseph Katz attempted to break out. He joined a prison gang called the Unforgiven, which is a white supremacist group. They have their thing is like this tattoo of the swastika with, I think it's like it's like some kind of a dagger through it or something. I don't know. It's hard to hear. I'll show it to you. It's like a dagger through it or something. I don't know. I didn't really want to do the story. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
trash.
Yeah, trash. It's kind of crazy that this guy has GoFundMe pages that have more money in them than the victims themselves, and it just kind of shows you like what kids care about. You know, it's kind of sad.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. But it's not just kids, because I mean, kids aren't the one that are necessarily like donating. It's adults too.
Yeah, kids don't have $24,000 to give to this guy.
So I'd love to be able to talk with him because I know he deserves a second chance and no death penalty, someone says.
Where?
As someone who cares unconditionally for Wade, I have deeply reflected on the gravity of the situation.
Have you reflected on the gravity of the situation? I don't understand. Do you even know what that means?
Has he reflected on the gravity of the situation? Like, he's the one that needs to be doing the reflecting, not other people.
While I understand the severity of the crime committed, I believe that a life sentence would allow Wade the opportunity to reflect, repent, and contribute positively. They're trying to get him off death row, obviously. The lawyers actually tried to acquit him.
For what?
All right, so there's this new death penalty law in Florida, and they're saying that it violated his constitutional rights. The law is basically if 8 out of 12 jurors vote yes for the death penalty, it goes through. That it was previously 10 of 12, so they basically took 2 off, so it's now 8 of 12. So Wade Wilson is actually one of 3 guys who had just committed their crime and then are tried under this new law, this new death penalty law. So they wanted either a new trial or acquittal for the murder, burglary, and the Grand Theft Auto. So basically all the shit, right? But he has been trying to profit off his crimes while he's in prison. He's been setting up GoFundMe pages. I listened to his prison phone calls. They're really disgusting. Like he's more concerned about getting the press. So his GoFundMe page will get all this money for canteen money. Over the phone, he told Matanyez, his ex-girlfriend, with no remorse in his voice, quote, "I killed that bitch. They're going to give me the needle."
Well, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's, whatever. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this guy is a fucking celebrity, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. It's nuts. I mean, he is a TikTok celebrity, but he raped 2 women and killed them. They didn't even know who this guy was. One was just giving him directions. The other had just met the guy, and he's a celebrity. And he beats women. He's a celebrity because he's got a tattoo on his face. That's the world we live in. You get a tattoo on your face? Maybe I should put one on my face. I'm just going to get a tattoo that says face.
Okay, I know why.
So you can call it your face tattoo.
Wait, I know why he's called the Deadpool killer.
Tell me.
Because that is the character's name in the movie. The person is Wade Wilson.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it?
Wade Wilson is, like Clark Kent.
Deadpool.
Wade Wilson is...
There you go.
Deadpool.
I was wondering that because every time I typed in either Wade Wilson and that was it, I would get pictures of Deadpool, or vice versa. If I typed in Deadpool, I get pictures of Wade Wilson. See, I don't watch those movies.
I know. I was looking up, I typed in his name to look up like his fans, and then it came up and I clicked on the Wikipedia page and I was like, oh, okay. That's why it's called the
Did you see any fans on there?
Sense.
I'm going to type in that Wade Wilson fans.
Apparently, he has received over 100 X-rated photos from female fans while in prison.
FYI, like, he's not keeping those to himself, people. So, like, if you're sending them to him, you're sending them to a bunch of criminals as well.
Also, good. You're sending photos to a fucking monster. They should be fucking public.
Yeah, I mean, good point.
I mean, don't
the
try
people who are sending them.
Don't try to stick up for the people that are trying to send this guy fucking photos.
I'm not sticking up for them. I am advising them not to.
This guy
Get some sense, girls.
This guy is literally, I don't know, man. I mean, why did he do it? Because he wanted to. It says, this is a New York Post article, Wade Wilson, who slaughtered 2 women, quote, for the sake of killing, is sentenced to death. Ugh. It's all these kids nowadays, man. Like, we've done stories where they're just like, I just wanted to see how it is. I just wanted to see what it was like. I mean, they play all these video games, I'm not saying anything bad about video games, but I grew up playing those games, some of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, they weren't really as realistic as they are now, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you guys think?
People are stupid.
Yeah.
So we're going to focus more on Rumble now. I'm going to try to put out the episodes like usual, but the podcast really isn't making us, Here's what I'm trying to do, guys. I want to build the show off Rumble because we can actually get paid for what we do instead of YouTube, which we just get harassed all the time. But I'm going to keep doing stories, obviously. But if I don't put them out on podcast, don't freak out. You know what I'm saying? I'll get them out eventually, but I'd rather focus on doing like little true crime stories every day if I can. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
You're not even effing listening.
Yes, I am. You said you're focusing on the Rumble. You're not, if you don't put it out on the podcast, don't freak out. You're going to do little stories. I was listening.
This is not going well.
Good night, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Good night.
I got to sign off. What the fuck?
Oh, sorry.
All right. Jesus. Well, until next time, good night. You lovely, lovely people. We're done, Jen.
Run this shit.